Anything interesting? It's a letter from my father, Patty. How is Uncle Kenneth? He's fine. He's in Geneva covering a UNESCO conference. Twisty. Anything for me? I believe there is, Patty. Probably from the White House asking my advice on the economic situation. Thank you. Boston. I don't know anybody in Boston. It's from Kip. Who's Kip? Don't you remember Sue Ellen's cousin? That tall, dreamy, brilliant rich boy who's going to Harvard? Sue Ellen introduced us to him at the Shake Shack. Kathy? What's the matter? He's invited me up to Harvard for a weekend prom. Do you know what this means? I'll be the talk of Brooklyn Heights High. This is the most exciting thing that's ever happened to me in my life. What'll I wear? What'll I wear? Patty, your mother and father haven't said you could go yet. Why wouldn't they let me go? Well, they might feel you're a bit young. Don't be silly. They wouldn't keep me from the biggest opportunity of my life. Going home. Do you remember that tall, dreamy, brilliant Harvard man I told you about?
Yes, I do.
Well, he's invited me up to a prom in Boston next weekend. Isn't that my ball popper? I've got to get the train schedules to Boston.
Boy, he must be desperate.
Patty,
Yes, Papa?
you better find out if they know the train schedule's 2 years from now.
Meet Kathy, who's lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square.
But Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair. But they're cousins, identical cousins all the way. One pair of matching bookends, different as night and day.
Where Kathy adores a minuet, the ballet russe, and crepe Suzette.
Our Patty loves to rock and roll, a hot dog makes her lose control. What a wild duet, still they're cousins, identical cousins, and you find they laugh alike,
They walk alike,
at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins are two of a kind.
Imagine my own mother and father keeping me from going to a prom at Harvard. It's prehistoric.
If they hadn't stopped you, I would have. I don't want you going to any other dances with any other guys. And I'll tell you something else. The next time I see that guy, I'm gonna punch him right in the nose for asking you. And you can pay for your own ice cream.
If there's anything I can't stand, it's adolescent boys. What am I gonna do, Kath? I can't write and tell Kip my parents won't let me go. He'll think I'm a kid. You might try using psychology. Psychology? What good would that do? Don't you know that worlds have been conquered by the right word said to the right person at the right time? The right word said to the right person at the right time. Kathy, you're a genius.
Natalie, when is dinner going to be ready?
Dinner's been ready for 40 minutes. Patty's late.
Oh, she stopped off at the school library, Uncle Martin.
Patty did what?
Wish I'd said that.
You know, she has absolutely no sense of responsibility. I think it's time you had a little talk with her, Nat.
I intend to. My dinner's probably ruined.
Like, hi, everybody.
Like, hi yourself. Do you have any idea how late you are, young lady?
Yes, and it's absolutely inexcusable. I'm sorry to have been so thoughtless. I mean, you have enough on your mind running the household as brilliantly as you do without having to worry about me. I'll try to be more thoughtful in the future, Mom.
Well, that's all right, darling. You're not very late.
But in the future, Patty,
And I'm sorry to have kept you waiting for your dinner, Popo. After the kind of day you put in at the office, you have a right to expect your dinner on time.
Well, I guess it won't hurt me if it's a little late once in a while.
Thank you. Why don't we eat before she talks us out of it? Congratulations on that performance downstairs, Miss Freud. That was great, wasn't I? Did you hear Mamo practically begging me to let her do the dishes? You almost had me hypnotized into doing it. Really, though, Patty, this is nothing to fool around with. I'm not fooling. I mean it. It's incredible. By using psychology, you can get anything you want. Where's it been all my life? What are you writing? A letter to Kip accepting his invitation to the Harvard dance. Accepting? Patty, your mother and father said you couldn't go to the dance. That was BP. BP? Before psychology.
Kathy said you wanted to see me.
Oh, yes, Richard. I want to apologize.
Well, I should hope so. Going to a dance at Harvard with another guy.
I guess I'll just have to find some other way to do something for you.
Do something for me?
Yeah. I should have known you're not the bragging type.
Of course not. What are you talking about?
Oh, I just wanted to see everybody's face when you told them that your girl went to a dance with a Harvard man who was crazy about her, but she preferred you.
Yeah?
And how you took pity on the college man and let me go so that his heart wouldn't be broken.
Poor devil.
And everybody would envy you, because you're going with the only girl at Brooklyn Heights High who was ever invited to a Harvard dance. Can't you just see their faces?
Patty,
Yes, Richard?
if it means that much to this guy, I don't suppose there's any harm in your going to one little dance with him.
Oh, no, I couldn't do that.
I'm telling you, it's all right.
I just wouldn't feel right about it, Richard.
Now, don't be selfish. The least you can do is go for my sake.
You really mean that?
I certainly do. I'm telling you to go to that dance.
Well, if you really feel that way about it, I'll do it. For you.
Thanks a million, Patty.
You should have heard him. He begged me to go to that dance. It's incredible. It's like a secret weapon. I could rule the world with this. Do you know what I love about you, Patty? You never get carried away. You know, I was wondering, should I wear a sheath or a full skirt? Haven't you forgotten one small detail? What's that? Your mother and father. They said you couldn't go to the dance. I told you, before I'm through with them, they'll plead with me to go. I don't believe it. Oh, no? Just keep an eye on the old master.
Martin, this apple looks more like an orange.
Maybe you've invented a new fruit.
Are you ready, Patty? Oh, I'm not going, Kathy. You run along without me. But everyone's expecting you. Will there be a big crowd there? Of course. There always is at a pre-game rally. Oh, then I think I'll just stay home and read a book. You have a good time. All right. If you're sure. Oh, I'm sure. Good night, Aunt Natalie, Uncle Martin.
Good night, Kath.
Have a good time, dear. Patty, I thought you liked these rallies.
Oh, I used to. Mom, when you were my age, did you ever suddenly find yourself shy about being in crowds?
I don't think so.
Well, I guess it's just a teenage phase I'm going through. I'll probably get over it someday. Maybe.
Martin, I think I'll put some coffee on. Would you like some?
Good idea. I'll come with you.
I knew something was wrong. Patty hasn't been out one night this week. I'm worried.
Well, you heard what she said. It's just a phase she's going through.
I don't like it. She didn't go to the shake shop with the kids after school. Yesterday, when they went bowling, Patty stayed home. Now that I think of it, she has been avoiding crowds. Why, that's not like Patty.
No, certainly isn't.
Well, what are we going to do about it?
Why don't you just leave her alone?
Oh, we have to help her get over this.
Well, how?
By making her go out.
You can't force her to go out.
Oh, we won't force her. It should be something that she wants to do. Do you remember the Harvard dance that she wanted to go to? Well, maybe we could let her go to that to sort of break the ice.
I thought we decided we didn't want her to go to that. Would mean a whole weekend away from us.
One weekend won't matter. Besides, she'll be very well chaperoned.
Wait a minute. I mean, what if she doesn't want to go?
Well, she just simply has to. Martin, there are times when a parent must do the thinking for a child. We just won't take no for an answer. Come on.
Patty,
Yes, Papa?
you haven't been out one night this week, you know.
Yeah, I know.
Well, that is your mother, and I, both of us, we were thinking that maybe it wouldn't be a bad idea if you did go out more.
I don't want to go out.
Well, we just mean to do something you like. For instance, you asked whether you could go to that dance at Harvard.
Oh, that?
You were very excited about the idea of going.
There'd be millions of people there.
No, you like people. You know, crowds are just a lot of individuals. If you take them one at a time, they're not so bad.
We'd like you to go to that dance, Patty.
I thought you didn't want me to go.
Well, we changed our minds.
That's really very nice of you, but don't worry about me.
Well, honey, I think you'd have a wonderful time.
I don't think so.
Of course you would. And Kip sounds like a fine boy.
Oh, he's nice enough.
Then will you do it?
Do you really want me to?
Very much.
All right, then I'll do it.
Oh, that's wonderful, darling.
Patty, thank you.
Well, that's all right, Papa. Well, I better get to that rally. I mean, if I'm going to go up to Harvard, I may as well start warming up with smaller crowds.
We did it.
Natalie.
Yes, dear?
Oh, nothing. That was just a crazy idea that occurred to me.
What idea?
Forget it. That's just my suspicious nature. That's what happens when you've been a newspaper man all your life. Why don't we finish making that coffee?
Telegram for Patty Lane.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Will you sign here? Thank you.
It's for Patty.
Well, I hope nothing's wrong.
Oh, it's one way to find out. Received your letter. Great you can come to the prom. See you Friday. Gung ho. Signed, Kip.
Well, I don't know about you, but I feel like a puppet on a string.
We should have caught on when she talked about being shy around crowds. Patty's about as shy as a Sherman tank.
She must have written Kip days ago accepting this invitation.
She was pretty sure of us.
Martin, what are we going to do about this?
Well, how do you make the punishment fit the crime? As far as I can see, the only thing she's guilty of is outsmarting us. She wanted to go to that dance, so she used psychology to get us to ask her. I have to admit, that's pretty bright.
Well, I would have felt better if she had just come out in the open and asked us.
Well, she did. Remember? We said no.
So we did. Well, now what? Do we just forbid her to go?
How can we? We talked her into it. Anyway, I have a better idea. I took a little psychology in school myself.
Good morning, group.
Morning, dear.
Morning, Patty.
Good.
Kathy tells us you enjoyed that rally last night.
Yeah, it was it was all right. There were an awful lot of people there.
Well, there'll be a lot of people in Boston, too. But you'll be fine.
I'm gonna try.
Oh, good for you. It's a lovely city.
You'll meet a lot of boys up there.
A lot of them will be looking for wives. Just don't come back engaged.
Me? Don't worry about that.
That's just what my cousin Fran said when she went to a prom at Harvard. She was just about your age.
What happened, Dad?
Well, her date sent his roommate to pick her up at the railway station. And it was love at first sight. She never even got to the prom. He swept her right off her feet. They were married that night.
Those Harvard men are pretty impulsive, aren't they?
Oh, they are. When I was in high school, my best girlfriend got invited to a Harvard prom. I never saw her again.
What happened to her?
Oh, the Harvard men just swept her off her feet. She had 3 proposals of marriage. Oh, poor Tilly didn't want to get married, but they just wouldn't take no for an answer. Oh, they're very persuasive up at Harvard.
You know, I can remember the first weekend I spent away from home. I was just about your age, Patty.
Were you excited?
Very. Oh, you'll be a little bit nervous at first, of course. You'll be all alone among a lot of strangers. Well, actually, you won't really know anyone, except Kip, of course.
I only met him once.
And you'll be sleeping in a strange place in another city, away from your home and family. Do you know what really surprised me when I got home from that first weekend? Everything seemed changed. It was as though I'd been gone for a couple of years. Even the house looked smaller.
I'm only going to be gone for a weekend.
And it'll be a marvelous weekend. We have to think about what you're going to wear. Perhaps we should buy her a new dress, something that'll sweep the men off their feet.
Mom,
Yes?
let's not make me too irresistible.
Why, Patty, you're the envy of Brooklyn Heights High.
That's great.
All the girls are green. Hey, do you think you could get a date for me up there?
I'll talk to Kip and see what he can do.
Just don't let Kip get you in the moonlight. He has a great line.
He has?
Sure. But he's a living doll. He's your cousin, isn't he? Uh-huh. If he weren't, I'd marry him myself.
Who said anything about marriage?
Yeah, La College Prom is a great place to meet men, isn't it? Let's face it, you're not traveling up there to see Boston.
Sue, maybe I'm a little young for Kip.
Don't worry. He'll make you feel older.
Oh. They just can't send me to Boston. I'm a kid. Patty, you begged your mother and father to let you go. Well, they should have said no. If there's anything I can't stand, it's over-permissive parents. Well, I'm not going to be pushed out of the nest. They're not getting rid of me that easily. No one is trying to get rid of you. Oh, no? Everyone who goes up to Boston comes back either engaged or married. Well, no one is going to force me to go to that dance. Patty, you've already made the arrangements. You can't let Kip down now. Boy. How? How do I get myself into these messes? It's a talent, Patty, and you've got it. I was going to rule the world. I can't even handle Brooklyn Heights. What am I going to do, Kathy? Why don't you consult an expert? There's one in the next room. Thank you.
Come in.
Can I talk to you a minute, Papa?
Yeah, sure. Is anything wrong?
Everything's wrong. You know the trouble with the psychology bit?
What?
It works.
Does it?
I don't want to go to Boston.
Because you hate crowds?
No, sir. I just said that so you and Mom would make me go to the dance. I'm afraid I wasn't being very honest. I'm sorry. I got carried away again.
You know, Patty, there's nothing wrong with psychology. You can use it to make people feel better or to make things go smoother. But it's only when you start using it deliberately to manipulate people that it becomes dangerous. It's a very strange thing. When you start using people to get what you want, you usually find out that what you've got isn't what you really wanted after all.
I understand. It won't happen again.
Well, glad to hear that.
I came in to see if you knew any way that I could get out of going to the dance.
Oh, yeah, I think there is.
How?
Well, you might sit down and write a note to Kip.
Yeah, that's a great idea. And tell him I have the measles or something.
Just tell him the truth.
You mean my age and everything?
Yeah.
Couldn't I lie about that just a little bit? No, I guess not. Okay. You're right, Papa. Thank you. I'll write him a letter. Special delivery right away. That way he'll have time to get another date. Poor devil. There go 3 years out of my life.
Martin, does this look like a banana to you?
Sure it does. Which one?
Thanks a lot.
F-R-U-G. Patty, that's not the way you spell frog. Frug. Frug. It's a dance, not an animal. Psycho. And I'm out. Congratulations. That's 17 in a row you've won. I'll get it. That's all right. I'll beat you next time. Papa?
Mm-hmm.
Can I have an advance on my allowance?
No.
Can I go to the movies tonight?
No.
Can I have that new dress I wanted?
No.
Isn't it great? The word no doesn't bother me at all anymore. I feel like a new woman since I've sworn off psychology.
So do I.
Hi, Rich.
Never mind the high rich. I've been thinking it over, Patty. You're not going to that dance at Harvard.
Oh.
And don't think you're going to talk me into it. I know all about these college men, and I'm going to be one myself in 2 years.
Oh, but
And if you want a college man, you can wait for me. Is that clear?
Yes, Richard, if that's the way you want it.
That's the way I want it.
Don't you love a masterful man? Come on, let's go down to the shake shop. Bye.
Here's Kathy, who's lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square.
But Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy you'll find.
They laugh alike.
They walk alike, at times they even talk alike.